Hey guys, and welcome to Battlefield 6. I've got all the controller tips and tricks and all the sensitivities you're going to need to dominate when Battlefield 6 releases. The game should be out by the time this video comes out. I've got early access to the launch build of Battlefield 6. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go into those settings and have a deep dive of what you need to change to have your domination on the battlefield. So once we're in the settings, we're going to go down to controller. Now this will bring up a bunch of presets. I use just the default preset. I'm a very basic player and you'll probably see that with some of my settings. Anyway, in the bottom right, you will see edit settings. So just go into that. Now this is where it all gets very, very technical, but don't worry. I've got you just at the top where it says edit on the control settings. We'll go in there to start off with. Now for infantry aim sensitivity, I use 35. What this allows me to do is basically be quite snappy in the game whilst holding a very nice smooth aim transition. It doesn't feel like it's choppy, or if the aim assist breaks, it doesn't feel like you're flying off to the side and you can't actually control what's going on screen. With field of view, I have this at 105. There's many other popular titles where I will run the exact same 105, 110, 115, and if you are an absolute maniac, 120 for yourself. The vertical aim ratio is 56. Now, if you want to know why I use that, it's because of Lackey, the tactical Brit. He did a whole deep dive on that. I won't go into that. If you do want to go super in depth with that sort of settings and know exactly why, then you can check his video out. I'll make sure to link it in the description and give credit to him. The same goes for the zoom sensitivity coefficient. It's 178. Now, this is all to do with your 16:9 monitor. Vast majority of you will be playing on a 16:9 monitor, so I play on a 27-inch OLED. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'd fully recommend going into OLED gaming now. Just the graphics just look incredible, especially with Battlefield 6. All of this I leave at 100, and you want all the aim assist that you can get. It feels really nice because when those PC players are really snappy against you, and you can just hold your aim so true against them and let aim assist just take that little bit of bear away from them. The aim input curve, I leave this as BF1, BF4 because this gives me the most true one-to-one aim to aim assist. It just feels nice. I've tried some of the others and it just feels a bit choppy in places, or too strong or too weak, but this one really gives me a nice sort of bubble when I'm aiming at opponents and just really helps. It's nothing to do with aim assist, but it's the way that the input curve actually affects aim assist just makes it feel really nice, so you really feel like you get your bang for your buck. The stick input acceleration presets, I have this as BF1. Again, it just, with the aim acceleration, I have this at 60 for the left and right. Basically, it just means that it's like gonna kick in just on a nice amount rather than being too slow or too fast. You don't want it to be super snappy at 0, and if you have it on 100, it's gonna be quite sluggish until it really kicks in. So 60 was quite a nice point for me. All of this is just pretty much default. You can have this is all preferential. I'm not going to tell you how to have this, guys. This is all just for you. Just go for it yourselves. I can't tell you how you guys want to play, but I will give you my sensitivities. Now, this one here is the only bit I actually change here. And again, this is all just for yourself personally. I have this at 95. What this does is it just allows that extra little bit of slowdown for when you're trying to ADS onto your target. Now, again, you can change this to however you see fit. If you need it to be even slower when you're in ADS, you can slow it down, or you can even speed it up if you are a true maniac. But 95 or 90 seems like a really nice sweet spot. You can go slightly less than that if you really prefer, if you have a slower playstyle, but 95 kept it feeling like I was hip firing with a slight slowdown when I just wanted to be that bit more accurate. Now, once we're done with the infantry control settings, I want to go into something else with you, and this is really, really important. If we go all the way down to the bottom, and I do not know why it's all the way at the bottom, we need to go to controller tuning. Now, controller tuning is again some of the biggest inputs that if you miss this, it will make your controller settings feel very, very strange, and a lot of people will miss this on launch, so you'll be glad that you've watched this video. Controller vibration, I always have it off. Never need that. I hate vibration. I'm here to game. I'm here to kill. Now, the left stick and the right stick, I have these mirrored. You can change it if you so wish, but I feel like keeping it mirrored makes it feel very nice. The center dead zone is on 2, which basically means if you've got a good controller, you can basically have dead zone as low as possible, and it will make sure you're not having any stick drift. Now, if you do have stick drift, you want to move this number up a bit until you don't have stick drift. But ideally, lowest is best, and it will make your controller feel fluid. If you do see it sort of floating around a little bit, move the dead zone up, and you should hopefully see that dissipate. Now, the actual dead zone I have at 5. It just means that it's just cancelling each throughout the horizontal and the vertical. I wouldn't worry too much about this. I have it set at 5. It feels like it's in a nice place there. If you just want to get to pick up and play, 2 and 5, very nice. And the max input at 90. So basically, it's how much the analog needs to be pushed to go to that max input threshold. I have mine quite high. I see others run it quite low, but for me, I like it quite high. And again, that goes the same for the right stick. And for the controller triggers, the LT and RT dead zone, I have set at 0. Now, for you PlayStation players, that's the L2 and the R2 buttons. Basically what this is as soon as that trigger is touched, it will fire a weapon or aim down sights. You don't want to delay in this, because any delay in a FPS gunfight is obviously very bad. So once we've got this set to 0, as soon as your trigger is pulled, your controller will recognize it, the game will recognize it, and the gun will be fired or aimed down sights, making you very snappy and much more versatile on the battlefield. Now, last but not least, I want to just go into one control mapping. Now, I said I play very default. Now, on infantry and passenger control mapping, you go to edit here. Now, you want to scroll down just a little bit, and you want to be looking for something called flick look backward. Now, what this will allow you to do is do a complete 180 spin on the dot. It will spin really fast. You'll be able to see it on the screen how it looks right now. Basically, what this allows you to do is, if you are being shot in the back, or you are sensing complete danger from your behind, on controller it can be quite slow, especially with the sensitivities that I run. It can be quite slow to do a full 180. This will allow you to do that quick flick as if you were on mouse and keyboard, and you can then use your aim assist and your solo settings to basically get the advantage in the firefight. So again, I've set this to down on the D-pad. Now that does take away the toggle of the laser, but then if you have a pro controller like me, you can set that down on the D-pad to anything on your paddles on the back of the controller, so you're basically never taken out of the fight. This really gives you a helping hand in dealing with those mouse and keyboard players, so a definite big advantage to have this set to your controller. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did like what you saw, then hit the like button. It really helps me out. And also think about hitting that subscribe button. Again, really helps me out. I'm trying to grow the channel with Battlefield 6. Here's a little bit of gameplay, and I shall see you in the next one.